How will all of these overnight cues impact our own markets? Our research team is joining in with how the trade setup looks like, the stocks and news, and of course the setup on the FNO side of things as well. First up, Vamakshi joins in to get all the market cues we need to watch out for. Vamakshi, good morning. It was a fantastic day for the bulls yesterday, but what are the cues you're watching out for today?
Well, absolutely, Hormaz. Good morning. It was a fantastic day for the bulls because they took control. In fact, Nifty reclaimed the 22,800 mark and Sensex moved above the 75,300 mark. Sustained buying actually overpowered the immediate resistance that we had seen somewhere around 22,600 to 22,700. It was both the FIIs as well as DIIs that bought in the cash market. FIIs net bought somewhere around 700 odd crores, and this is the first time that they've done so in the past month. DIIs too bought nearly 2,500 worth of shares. Nifty Bank gained for the fourth consecutive session. It saw an uptick of almost 2%. In fact, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank were the biggest contributors to both the Nifty Bank as well as the Nifty itself. The broader markets too, which had been beaten up in the last few sessions, saw a very good uptick. The broader markets saw very big gains. The mid-cap index was up nearly 2%. The small-cap index was up nearly 3%. All the sectoral indices as well closed in the green. Media, realty, as well as auto led the charge. Now, as far as the US markets are concerned, they did not have such a great day. US markets were jittery ahead of the Fed interest rate decision. All three major indices closed in the red. As far as the day today is concerned, we'll be keeping an eye out on Bank of Japan's interest rate decision. Keep in mind that Bank of Japan is expected to hold interest rate steady, so we'll be watching out for that. But more importantly, we'll be watching out for the Fed interest rate decision. That again, the expectation is the Fed will be maintaining rates, but the market will be focusing on the forecast of the rate policy going forward. As far as important levels to watch are concerned, on the upside, we may see some resistance at 23,000. On the downside, the support has now been lifted to 22,500. As of now, all indicators, that is the GIFT Nifty, is indicating a positive start to the Indian market.
And they would hope for that these sustain as well. Vamakshi, thanks a lot for that. Over to Vinny now. List out the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for today. Vinny, good morning. What's on your list?
Good morning. Firstly, I'm going to start with Bajaj Auto. We've seen Rajiv Bajaj has been reappointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer for another 5-year period. 1st April is the starting date. GR Infra, keep an eye on that. They have received a letter of acceptance of around 4,263 crores for an order from NHAI. Zydus Life, the company has received a final approval from the US FDA to manufacture a tablet that is amplitamide, which is very important for the company, and they have been overall in the last few weeks and months also been receiving approvals consistently, so that's a positive sign for Zydus Life. Juniper Hotels, I beg your pardon, is also in focus. They've signed a share purchase pack with Genipro to develop a 5-star hotel, and this is going to be a resort and a hotel in Kaziranga land, so keep an eye on that. L&T, the company is considering for a fundraising plan via debt issue on 21st of March, so important over there. Nazara Tech, they've acquired an 8.97% stake in a company that is called Absolute Sports. This is for around 69 crores. Interesting one for Nazara Tech over there. Yes Bank, they've received an order from of demand order from Mumbai Tax Authority for 145 crores. Could see some pressure coming in for Yes Bank. Now Adani Airports, so Adani Enterprises is what we're keeping an eye out on because the company has proposed a sharp hike in user development fees, and the proposal is for UDF hike from 325 rupees from a nil from the domestic flight version. So keep an eye out on Adani Enterprises, and also keep an eye out on Muthoot Finance. S&P Global Rating has upgraded the rating for the company, and Vodafone Idea has launched 5G in Mumbai. So these are something that we're keeping an eye out on.
Oh, interesting. Keep an eye out on all of these names. Vinny, thanks a lot for that. And lastly, over to Sudarshan, who joins in with cues from the FNO space. Sudarshan, good morning. Finally back above 22,800. Is 23,000 in sight now?
Good morning, Harma. So yesterday in the morning, we were talking about the data is indicating an improvement in market sentiment, and that was reflected in the market move yesterday. And in the evening, we saw that was reflected in FI flows as well. So now talk about yesterday's session, we saw frontline indices closing with gains of 1 to 2%. Even all the sectoral indices closed in the green. And for today also, at least for the start, GIFT Nifty is indicating a start with gains of more than 60 points. Now talking about the flows on the cash front, FIs have sold. Nevertheless, it's a very small amount, but still it's a buy figure. They have bought almost rupees 700 crore, and DIs have bought more than rupees 2,500 crore, and FIs have turned net buyers after selling for almost a month. Now coming to the derivative front, look at the index futures. They have bought more than rupees 4,700 crore. In In the index option, they have bought almost rupees 14,000 crore. In the stock futures too, they have bought more than rupees 3,300 crore, and they have added long positions of more than 7,000 contracts, and they have reduced short positions by 23,750 contracts. And with this, FI's long exposure increased to 24%, which is highest since January of 29. Now coming to the option front, it's very interesting data on the call side. Now 23,000 call has seen addition of more than 43 lakh shares, and also we have seen major short covering on call options of 22,700 call, 22,500 call, and on the put side 22,600 put has seen addition of more than 78 lakh shares. So it's indicating that on the downside now, its level has moved higher to around 22,560 to 22,600, and on the upside, resistance is at 23,200. Stocks in focus, SAIL, BSE, Hind Copper and Manappuram remain in the band, and keep an eye on heavyweight stocks, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank and Reliance Industries as FIs have turned buyers.
Sudarshan, thanks a lot for that. FIs have turned buyers. That was the big data point from last evening as well.